Are you an asshole?
Am I?
I don't think so. Am I?
No.
I feel like sometimes I
Say
am.
so. I mean, we all got little asshole, but I mean, like, not really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really. I wouldn't be like, yeah, Clint, he's an asshole. I'd be like, yeah, Clint, he's awesome.
I appreciate that.
Am I the asshole for wearing an American flag Speedo to a pool party and embarrassing my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Off the bat, no.
Yeah. 4th of July is in 2 days.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Your girlfriend is a...
Yep.
Just kidding. My girlfriend, 27, and I, 28M, have been together for about 18 months. We don't fight very often, but our biggest fight came earlier this year when I questioned what she wanted to wear to a groom's dinner at my friend's wedding. I was in the wedding party, and we had spent the entire day setting things up for the wedding. The groom's dinner was that night and was going to be a very casual affair since everyone was sweaty and tired from working all day. My girlfriend arrived later in the day and asked me if I could meet her at our hotel so she could change. She put on a fancy cocktail dress. She was going to the groom's dinner. She scolded me and told me that I don't get to tell her what to wear. I told her that the groom's dinner was going to be casual since everyone had worked all day, and she scolded me, and so she got mad that he told her what to wear. He told her what
Sounds
to
like
wear.
she's an asshole.
So far, this is not looking good. Scolded. Imagine getting scolded. This past weekend, we were invited to a pool party at my girlfriend's friend's house. Since it was close to the 4th of July, I decided to break out my American flag Speedo that I got in college as a joke. I was trying it on before we left to make sure I still fit okay, and my girlfriend saw me. She asked me what the fuck I was wearing and told me that I can't wear that. I asked her why not, and she told me it's gross, revealing, and unattractive. That's awesome.
Damn.
That's not very nice.
Yeah.
I told her
Again,
the same.
She's the asshole.
Yeah, I told her the same thing she told me at the wedding, that she doesn't get to tell me what to wear. She told me that it's not the same situation at all, and I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I told her that I'm wearing the Speedo, clearly I don't take myself too seriously, and that I'll bring a spare swimsuit if she's gonna make such a big deal out of it. So he revealed himself, got a couple laughs, playing volleyball. My girlfriend spent most of the day inside by herself or with a few friends. She barely came out by the pool. She seems very immature for a 28-year-old.
Absolutely.
To be honest. Have a little fun, loosen up.
Yeah.
Wear
It's
the
a Speedo.
It's a fucking Speedo.
I wear them all the time.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even have a pool. When we got home that night, she wouldn't talk to me, so I gave her some space. She came to me a bit later and asked me if I was going to apologize to her. I told her I didn't feel like I feel like having anything to apologize for, and she told me I embarrassed her all day after she told me to take off the Speedo. I told her she needs to loosen up because she's making a big deal out of a little fun joke, and she thinks that I'm an asshole. I would say,
Break up with her.
yeah, she's trying to control you.
Yeah.
She's like, that seems weird.
Yeah, this is classic womanly double standard. And I won't stand for it.
Yeah, asshole. She's an asshole. And also, false equivalency, you telling her that wearing a cocktail dress to a logically casual event is completely different.
Yeah.
Then like, that's completely different. You're doing it as a joke very clearly. And it didn't, I mean, maybe we're leaving out one side. Maybe he's manipulating us.
That is a thing that needs to get taken into account for every Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, very one-sided.
You only get one side of the story. But given the information provided,
She's the asshole.
she's the asshole.
Yeah, break up with her. Am I the asshole for telling my dad to fuck off and throwing his stepdaughter's father in her face?
You threw someone?
Using it as like a tool or something? Like what about your father or something like that? When I, 25 female, was 10, my mom died. When I was 12, my dad remarried. Dad's wife had an 11-year-old daughter. Her dad had abandoned her. Dad went from being an okay but not great dad to me to focusing so much on his stepdaughter that there were times he forgot about me. After one incident where he literally left me behind in a mall in another state, he acted like he felt so bad that he took me out as a sorry on his stepdaughter's birthday. From that day onward, she and I could not stand each other, and we really don't wish the other well. We both want the other to go away, and we stay away from each other where possible. She told me I hadn't deserved an apology because she needed his attention and love more than I did. This happened twice more when dad would apologize and it would hurt his stepdaughter, but generally I got used to being the one that he put last. This seems insanely petty as well.
It does. It does. A small note, like, he literally left me behind at a mall in another state.
Big deal.
Do you guys live like right across the state line?
Yeah. Because why would you go to a mall in another state? Why would you go to another state just to go in a fucking mall? That seems dumb. That seems like that's. I don't know. That's weird. I put distance between us after I left for college, and after a couple years, he realized it was happening, and he begged and pleaded with me to try and forgive him. I told him how much it hurt for him to prioritize his stepdaughter so much. I brought up being left behind, the fact that he would promise me a certain gift and then get it for his stepdaughter instead, all the times he took off work to support her and would miss all of mine. I told him how it made me feel and how it made me not want him around for a while. After a while, I mean, once again, this is so hard to see what the reality of the situation is.
Yeah.
Because people lie about this stuff a lot.
Yeah, this is something that it's very easy for people to just get really upset about, and really like, it's something that I don't understand because I was loved as a child.
Take that.
It's weird. It's strange.
Yeah.
You were a child for one.
Yeah. And people just sometimes irrationally hate their parents.
Yes.
Like growing up with people, I didn't have that many friends, to be fair, but a lot of the grievances that my friends had with their parents, I was like, well, you deserve that.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm like their age, a child, like, you obviously are just being unreasonable.
Yeah.
He made a big effort to be there for me in the last 3 years especially, and he was doing a lot better. He showed up a little more and took a more active role again. Well, that's good. Then during a lunch where he surprised me by bringing his wife and stepdaughter, we were talking about my upcoming wedding, and he asked me to change the date because his stepdaughter wants to book her wedding for this year, and the only date is the same as mine. He told me I was willing to get married next year so I could still change it now and have time. My wedding is scheduled for December. I asked what he was talking about. His stepdaughter said dad needs to be at her wedding because he's giving her away, and if I want him to do the same, which he already agreed to, I need to change or he'll be going to hers. I asked dad if it was true, and he said he doesn't have to be. I asked him if he would choose her wedding over mine, and he said yes. So I told him to fuck off and forget about coming to my wedding. Then I looked into his stepdaughter's stupid smug face and told her to enjoy my dad since he never wanted her and never loved her, but at least mine had been good to me before her. So she's like, at least I have a dad.
Yeah.
But you also have a terrible relationship with your dad. So in reality, it's like a very sort of ironic brag.
Yeah.
It's not a good brag. Also, this seems so wildly petty that I cannot believe it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now my stance. It's a draw.
Yeah.
And you're all assholes.
Y'all all fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like literally, I could never imagine wanting to do wrong by my parent or my sister or something like that. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, maybe she's a bitch sometimes, but I would never go out of my way and like, especially as a 25-year-old woman, that is inexcusable.
Yeah.
That's crazy behavior. I also told my dad that my stepsister's dad came back and she dumped him for the real one. Oh my God. Dad texted me dozens of times after lunch saying I reacted too spitefully. True. And his stepdaughter did nothing wrong and I made her cry in a cafe full of people. Probably. You're probably the asshole. I'm really hoping this is fake post because I can't imagine the only date. Yeah, this seems fake. Exactly.
Yeah. If it's real, you're all assholes. If it's fake, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
This machine just called me an asshole.
I was taking pictures at a family wedding as a favor. I was being paid about half of what I normally charge and I was fine with it. The bride is my favorite cousin and her husband is amazing. During the formals, the wedding party was great and I got a lot of great shots. When it came time to take pictures of different family groups with the couple, people were assholes. With the couple, okay, whatever, it's just written incorrectly. They wouldn't stop talking or looking away from the camera. I tried politely reminding everyone that the camera was the big black thing on the tripod and that it took still images, not video. I was repeatedly told to shut up and stop being a smartass and that they knew what a camera was. I asked my wife to record video of the responses for me. My cousin was delighted with the pictures from the ceremony, the formals, and the reception. She laughed her ass off at the family pictures, and about half of them people were looking off in all directions instead of at the camera. And most of those, there are also people with their mouths open. She thought they were hilarious and her husband agreed. Started getting shit on social media from my family about the terrible pictures. I replied, oh my God. Camera was the big black thing, and that it only Stage TV replied with the joke. That's pretty funny. I replied that I had tried to explain to them that the camera was the big black thing on the tripod and that it only took still pictures. They said I should have waited for them to be ready, so I started posting the short video clips of people being jackasses towards me. My mom said that I went too far and that they won't ask me to take pictures for them again. A did a fake cry and said boo-hoo. She called me a smart aleck. Not the asshole, dude. Not even close.
Yeah, not the asshole. So wedding photography seems like a dirty game to get into because I feel like they seem to always be stuck in this stage of like doing it for a friend or like doing it for family and everything.
That's true.
And families get dirty, especially with weddings. Weddings are very emotional times for people. It's like they're looking for somebody to get pissed at.
Exactly. This here, I would have done the same thing. That's fine. I mean, I wouldn't have taken pictures for a wedding. I wouldn't have attended.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone. But like this for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great. Not the asshole.
Yeah,
I would
no.
say. Am I the asshole for refusing to push my obese cousin around in a wheelchair for a day? Okay. Just saying, if you got really obese and there was nothing you could do about it and you were in a wheelchair, I'd push you around all day. And I never complain about it. Just saying. Just saying. This is my cousin, by the way, if anybody's new. My cousin is approaching 600 pounds and requires a mobility scooter, as walking even short distances is very painful for her. In July, she has an out-of-state wedding to attend, and I was asked to taxi her to and from the event as I am not currently employed, so my calendar is open. Okay. That's good context. Unfortunately, my car will not carry a mobility scooter, so my cousin will be required to use a wheelchair. The problem is that this event is being held in a public park. I can barely push her wheelchair on a paved surface, let alone across grass and dirt. I tried contacting a couple rental agencies in the area, but they would not lease scooters in this case because of the off-road use. My aunt and uncle have also declined to loan me their truck, which is how my cousin normally gets around because I have a pretty shitty driving history. Ooh, it's kind of getting like tough.
Yeah.
This is a complicated one. I did look into renting a vehicle that could carry the scooter, but my cousin cannot afford to pay for that, and obviously, with me being jobless, I can either. The distance from the parking to the event is about 40 yards, which my cousin cannot handle walking. About the best solution anyone's come up with is that the party has a flatbed that they're using to tote supplies from the cars, but my cousin said she would feel humiliated having to be rolled in like that.
Do that. Do that option.
That is humiliating, but that could be funny though.
Yeah.
Make it a big event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Make it a big event.
Yep.
My cousin is furious with me, saying I'm shaming her by saying I cannot push her. But I feel it's the honest truth. Like 100% the thin wheels of the wheelchair are going to dig into the ground, and I am not strong enough to handle that. My cousin has done a lot for me in the past, so I do feel bad saying no. But I feel like I've looked into every option at this point. Am I the asshole for not being willing to just go and give it a college try? Also, please do not degrade my cousin. I know I can't stop you, but it's all been said before. Please and thank you. I appreciate that last line. That's very nice. This person seems like a really nice person and also not the asshole at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, not to degrade your cousin, but you gotta, as a fatty, you gotta remember that, like, you're being a little unreasonable with your demands.
Yeah, it's like you've created a prison, and now it is really hard to get out of that prison.
Yeah,
impossible.
600 pounds is a lot of weight to push around.
That's a lot of bad choices.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bad choices.
Yeah, you're not the asshole at all.
No, not the asshole. And like the sheer fact that your cousin is furious with you, saying that I'm shaming her by saying I cannot push her, that's dumb. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
The cousin is the asshole.
Yeah.
I shouted at my parents after they entered my home while I was asleep. Uh-oh. I live a 2-minute walk away from my parents. My aunt is visiting, and plans changed last minute for an event to happen today instead of tomorrow. My parents tried calling me at 9 a.m. twice, and when I didn't answer, I wear earplugs to bed because of my cat thing at night. My dad decided to just come in at 9:30. My dog, who was in the room with me, started to lose his mind, which woke me up. I sleep naked. After pulling out my earplugs, I could tell there was someone in my house, and obviously I was terrified. I grabbed my intruder blaster and poked my head out of the bedroom door to my dad in my living room. I was still half asleep, so I didn't know what I yelled at him besides, of course I didn't answer you. It's 9 a.m. and get out. I'm naked. What is wrong with you? Get out. But I feel bad now. And after he left, I tried to call back my mom, but she wouldn't answer. Eventually, I got a text from her apologizing for scaring me, but apparently they were just so worried that I hadn't answered their calls and texted at 9 a.m. on a Sunday that they had come over and had been knocking on my door and windows before deciding to come in. I texted her back saying that I didn't know what about my aunt coming down to visit made them lose their manners about my house. They acted up in a different way last year when she came to visit, but that they needed to cool it. This is hard to read.
Yeah.
I did not go to the event because no further information was given to me after they left. I assume they had intended to come pick me up this morning so that we could carpool, but when I yelled at them, they decided to go without me. I could have driven myself if they had given me the time and address where we could meet. I'm pissed because I missed out on a beach trip with friends to see my aunt, little cousin, and nephew this weekend, and just like last year, they're acting like everyone should bend over backwards to accommodate them for their last minute decisions. Edit, they do have a key to my house.
Families.
Yeah, family's weird, man.
Family.
Definitely not the asshole, for sure.
No.
That being said, you don't gotta be the bigger person.
Yeah.
in any sense. And it's hard to be the bigger person when you wake up at 9 a.m., your dog freaking out, and you got an intruder blaster and people breaking into your house.
Yeah, good job on the positive ID of your father and
That was
not blasting it.
That was solid. That was solid. That could have been worse.
Yeah.
This could have been, am I the asshole? I shot my father. Yeah. He broke into my house and I killed him. I feel like this is one of those situations where the aunt's the asshole because they make everything about them every time she comes down.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That seems to be a kind of a running thing.
Yeah, aunts are assholes.
Yeah.
Or aunts. I call them aunts.
Sorry, Lois.
Sorry, Lois. Yeah, my mom's a bitch. Cut that out. Cut that out. Leave that in. Leave that in. Leave that in. She don't watch these videos. She don't give a fuck. She's awesome. Yeah, no, it seems like they're probably like, oh, he's not gonna care. Just go in. He's not gonna care. Just go. And you know, I'm sure it's a very harmless thing.
Yeah.
But breaking into someone's house is not. Remember when you broke into my house?
I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
You
I broke into your house
were
once. Yeah.
You and Kyle.
Was I the asshole?
No, God, no. You were a child. You were a accessory to a crime.
I was visiting Texas. Caleb lives in Texas, but was up in Virginia visiting Virginia. So we flopped and we went over to their house just to see it. And for some reason, it was a big deal to see the inside of their home.
Weird.
I don't know why that was such a big deal.
Yeah.
I played with the Black Widow outside while he was doing that.
And then they broke in. Kyle. He also quit. He was one of the first people that I hired with Sour Boys, and he quit.
He could be in this spot. Reacted to assholes.
Yeah, exactly.